First up, we tell you Justin Timberlake tenders apology to Janet Jackson and Britney Spears. American singer-songwriter Justin Timberlake has tendered an apology to Janet Jackson 17 years after their now infamous Super Bowl performance. He did this on Instagram when a documentary about Britney Spears, framing Britney Spears, hit the internet, which has caused a lot of backlash following their breakup in 2002. He wrote, and I'm quoting, "I've seen the messages, tags, comments, and concerns, and I want to respond. I am deeply sorry for the times in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right. I understand that I fell short in those moments and in many others, and benefited from a system that condones misogyny and racism." He then concluded, "I specifically want to apologize to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson both individually because I care for and respect these women, and I know that I failed. I also feel compelled to respond in part because everyone involved deserves better, and most importantly because this is a larger conversation that I want to wholeheartedly to be a part of and grow from." In 2004, Justin Timberlake was slammed for exposing Janet Jackson's breast during their now infamous performance, which in a way affected her career.
Yeah.
This world is turning to another thing, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
About
yeah.
20 years.
Yeah, and that's the world
Okay,
that's the world we're in
20
now.
years, 19.
Yeah.
But like, wow,
Yeah,
19 years later.
I mean, it's almost 20 really. That's the world we're in now, where whatever you did or stuff you did from like way back can come out now to haunt you, because you know we now have social media.
Yeah.
We now have people who are coming out to be bolder and speak up about things. Look, an apology is always great, especially when it comes across as heartfelt and sincere. There's so many questions about, oh, why now, blah, blah, blah. Because the breakup happened in 2002. Cry Me a River was also around that time where he made out Britney Spears to look like she cheated in the relationship. Yeah. And then the Super Bowl performance was in 2004. Janet Jackson had done an interview around then, I think 2004, 2006, with Oprah saying how she has suffered from, you know, being shamed and all that since that performance and how it affected her. And apparently Justin did reach out at the time to apologize or try to reach out to her, but she said in her own time she would honor the reaching out. I don't know if that ever happened.
Wow.
But of course, Britney Spears' documentary has come out now, and this is coming up.
I mean, at one side of it, I'm like, why are we talking about something that happened 19 years ago? But to be honest, I like the fact that he said it's a part of a larger conversation, and how he was even saying that his career benefited from this. So we were all listening to Cry Me a River, but this was somebody's life. This was somebody that was probably going through all sorts of depression or anxiety or whatever it is, that it was a repercussion of this. You didn't come out to stand by her, or so you just left it like to the world to decide, and you get away with it because you're a man. And again, it happens again with Janet Jackson, and he, according to her, she said that she felt like she was the only one that got repercussions to that action. So
because she was the one that nakedness was shown on stage.
Yes, no. And then at the time, sorry, OJ, to cut you off. And at the time, I feel like if roles were reversed and it was his nakedness that showed on stage, it would have been like, oh, cool, you
sexy.
Get. But for the woman, it would be like, oh, you.
Yeah.
Like, I even read it's like to 140 million viewers.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what happened?
Yeah.
As our bread price reduced, like it's a mistake.
To them it has.
This situation is just crazy, and I keep talking about all this biopic and documentary. When they come out, you tend to expose some people. I guess in the documentary, Britney Spears just put it out there that I wasn't the one that made that relationship go south. I didn't cheat. Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River was like, even got a girl that looks like Britney Spears in the video. Like she cheated. And of course the Janet Jackson one, man, I will never still forget that performance, because it was at the end. You know when you are hitting the drum and the sound and everything the sound just stops and it just does the grabbing and everything was exposed, and that's what ended the performance. Like, was this part of the performance? Did you do it deliberately, or was this a wardrobe malfunction? But yeah, I mean, that's how that went.
Justin is I think in his 40s now, if I'm not mistaken. And this was, as you said, this was like 19 years ago. When he was in his 20s, and he was like, you know, it was part of his NSYNC, exactly. So it was a pretty boy at the time. Oh my gosh, curly hair, cute kid, doing acting as well, and all these things.
One of the biggest raves at the time.
Yes, he was a big deal at the time. So I'm sure there's been a lot of learning over time.
I mean, I love this.
Even his wife came to support him.
She wrote, "I love you," clearly endorsing the post. Yeah.